Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Saira Mujtaba, bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate 91 FM transmitters on Friday to boost radio connectivity in India. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh meets his Chinese counterpart ahead of SCO Defence Ministers meeting in New Delhi, says development of India-China ties is premised on prevalence of peace and tranquility at the borders. New Delhi says it is constantly monitoring situation in conflict-hit Sudan. Around 3,500 Indians and 1,000 persons of Indian origin estimated to be stranded in the African nation. India and the United Kingdom agree to create India-UK Net Zero Innovation Virtual Centre. US President Joe Biden and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol secure a landmark deal which includes plans to periodically deploy US nuclear-armed submarines in South Korea. And in Dubai Badminton Asia Championship, PV Sindhu and HS Pranoy enter singles quarterfinals. Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty enter men's doubles quarterfinals. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate 91 FM transmitters on Friday to boost radio connectivity in India. The FM transmitters of 100 watt will be inaugurated through video conferencing. These transmitters have been installed in 84 districts across 18 states and 2 union territories. A special focus of the expansion has been on enhancing coverage in aspirational districts and in border areas. The states and UTs which are covered include Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Ladakh. With this expansion of All India Radio's FM service, an additional 2 crore people who did not have access to the medium will now be covered. It will result in expansion of coverage in about 35,000 square kilometre area. The government has been committed to enhancing FM connectivity in the country. The Prime Minister has been a firm believer in the important role which radio plays in reaching out to the masses. Mr. Modi started Mann Ki Baat program, which is now nearing its landmark 100th episode, to harness the unique strength of the medium to reach out to the widest possible audience. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held separate bilateral meetings with Minister of Defence of Kazakhstan, Colonel General Ruslan Zakhtilov, and Minister of Defence of Tajikistan, Colonel General Sherali Mirzo, in New Delhi on Thursday. The meeting took place in a cordial and warm atmosphere. Both the leaders emphasized on the age-old cultural, linguistic and civilizational ties between the two countries, including people-to-people contact. A report.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also held a bilateral meeting with Iran's Minister of Defence and Armed Forces Logistics, Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Gherai Ashtiani. Both the ministers reviewed the bilateral defence cooperation and exchanged views on regional security issues, including peace and stability in Afghanistan. Further, the two ministers discussed the development of international north-south transport corridor to ease logistics problems to Afghanistan and other countries in Central Asia. While meeting with the Minister of National Defence of China, General Li Shangfu, Mr. Singh categorically conveyed that development of relations between India and China are premised on prevalence of peace and tranquility at the borders. He added that all issues at the LAC need to be resolved in accordance with existing bilateral agreements and commitments. The Defence Minister reiterated that violation of existing agreements has eroded the entire basis of bilateral relations and disengagement at the border will logically be followed with de-escalation. These ministers are visiting Delhi at the invitation of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defence Ministers meeting to be held on Friday. Tripti Srivastav for World News.
The Government of India has said that around 3,500 Indians and 1,000 persons of Indian origin are estimated to be in conflict-hit Sudan. Briefing media in New Delhi on Thursday, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra said The situation on ground in Sudan remains highly volatile and India is constantly monitoring it since the conflict began on the 15th of this month. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has spoken to his counterparts of different countries over the evacuation operation.
The External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar also reached out to foreign ministers of other key partners whose nationals were also stuck in Sudan. These included foreign ministers of the US, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and last night Shankar also had a conversation with the UK foreign ministers.
The Foreign Secretary said networks for communication have been established within Sudan through which Indians could pass on the information about the situation, and the Indian government also advised them. Mr. Kawatra said the embassy has also initiated an online registration process.
3,400 Indian nationals have either registered online or they are in touch with the embassy. More specifically, I think 3,000 odd have already registered online, 3,100, and roughly additional 300 are in touch with the mission.
Around 1,100 Indian nationals have been evacuated from conflict with Sudan under Operation Kaveri. 31 people of Gorakhpur and Basti divisions in Uttar Pradesh returned from Sudan on Thursday. AIR Lucknow correspondent reports that the Uttar Pradesh government has made special arrangements to bring them back from New Delhi and take them to their respective villages. Out of these, 13 are from Kushinagar, 12 are from Devariya, 5 from Gorakhpur, and 1 person belongs to Siddharth Nagar district. After reaching their destination, all praised the arrangements made by the Union government and the Yogi Adityanath government. The Yogi Adityanath government has formed a help desk for the people of Uttar Pradesh who are stuck in Sudan. In situations of emergency, they can seek help by making calls or WhatsApp through the numbers 8920-808414 and 9313-434-088. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has given directions to take every possible care of the people of UP origin who are returning from Sudan and make necessary arrangements for food, lodging and travel to their respective destinations. A batch of 246 Indians from crisis-struck Sudan arrived in Mumbai on Thursday under Operation Kaveri. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar tweeted about the arrival of the flight along with pictures. He wrote, "Another Operation Kaveri flight comes to Mumbai. 246 more Indians come back to the motherland." Unquote. IAF C-17 that brought back 246 Indians to Mumbai took off from Jeddah. The first group of 360 evacuees arrived in New Delhi from Jeddah in a commercial aircraft on Wednesday. India has launched Operation Kaveri to bring back its citizens stranded in Sudan. Reserve Bank of India RBI Governor Shaktikant Das has said there is a renewed focus on the resilience and stability of the financial sector. He added that banks need to be financially, operationally and organizationally resilient. He was addressing the Global Conference on Financial Resilience organized by RBI-promoted College of Supervisors in Mumbai on Thursday. The RBI Governor said that the financial sector in a country and the individual entities therein like banks and NBFCs have to be resilient at all times and they should have the inner strength to withstand even the most stressful times. The RBI Governor also said that the RBI has significantly strengthened its supervision and regulations of banks and other regulated entities in recent years. Mr. Das further said that the Indian banking system has remained resilient and has not been affected adversely by the recent sparks of financial instability seen in some advanced economies. He, however, said that financial sector surprises can come from anywhere at a time when participants world over are adopting unconventional policies and urged the stakeholders to be watchful. India and the United Kingdom have agreed to create India-UK Net Zero Innovation Virtual Centre. This centre will provide a platform for stakeholders of both the countries to work together in areas like decarbonization of manufacturing processes, transport systems and green hydrogen as a renewable source. Announcing this while chairing the India-UK Science and Innovation Council meeting in the presence of UK Minister George Freeman, Science and Technology Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said, India is fast moving to become an economic powerhouse driven by its extraordinary technological and innovative capabilities. He said the country is determined to achieve its climate change and environmental targets within a stipulated time period. pointing towards the country's net zero journey. Dr. Singh said energy efficiency and renewable energy are central pillars, where India has already taken the lead through various initiatives like India Solar Alliance and Clean Energy Mission. Dr. Jitendra Singh is leading a high-level official Indian delegation of the Ministry of Science and Technology on a 6-day visit to the UK. And now in today's Hotspot section, we bring you news commentary on India-Latin American ties set for growth. The External Affairs Minister is on a visit to Latin America. Speaking at an event on Indo-Panama economic business collaboration, he said trade is important in the ambit of our bilateral relations. It has very good prospects and both sides are working towards that objective. India is the fifth largest economy currently in nominal terms. This has clearly very strong growth prospects for many decades to come. India will be more and more present in different corners of the world. An economy of this size will surely shrink the distances between India and Latin America. In India, there is a very profound transformation which is visible in terms of digital delivery, in terms of renewed interest in manufacturing and unprecedented coming together of infrastructure initiatives. India also has a growing innovation and startup culture. Dr. Jaishankar said India-Latin America trade is today approaching a $50 billion level. The composition of the trade consists of a diversified basket. There has been a very significant increase in Indian investments in South America. India has interest in mining, energy, agro-industry and infrastructure projects. Indian presence has grown significantly in the last 5 years. This will only grow with the passage of time. The External Affairs Minister remarked during the COVID-19 period, India was not just busy coping with the pandemic. Prime Minister Modi consciously decided that he would use this time to initiate long-awaited reforms in India. So, whether it was recapitalizing our banks, providing the necessary support for MSMEs, getting started up a lot of infrastructure projects which were pending, the result of all of that today, there is a much more competitive Indian industry. It is visible in a record export this year of $770 billion. Pre-COVID and post-COVID, India has seen almost $100 billion growth in her exports in manufactured goods. In the course of the pandemic, India established its reputation as a pharmacy of the world by providing vaccines to almost 100 countries and medicines to 150 countries. It wasn't just the footprint of the Indian pharmaceutical industry, it was actually their ability to ramp it up at the right time. So, for a world which values health as never before, the pharmacy of the world is going to be much more important. Dr. Jaishankar observed that India has made enormous progress in terms of digital delivery. Today, India is implementing schemes having hundreds of millions of beneficiaries. One such scheme, equivalent to the food stamp program, has 800 million beneficiaries. Indian Health Program covers 1/3 of the country. More than 400 million people receive direct payment of benefits in their bank accounts. The digital backbone allows the validation of beneficiaries of these programs and ensuring that the benefits reach the intended beneficiaries. So we are actually witnessing an enormous digital transformation in India. Digitization has made old businesses more efficient and spawned a range of new businesses. It has also changed the mindsets of people. India is the country with the cheapest data access, and ownership of smartphones has just exploded, where today the people are connected to the world as never before. So the digital transformation actually has a very profound impact on its society. Latin America was previously thought of as being very distant. Today, no one actually thinks like that. Digitalization has broken distances. The External Affairs Minister said that today there is the brand India. Everyone knows India, the IT country which has delivery centers across the world. The IT business today is moving towards new horizons. New benchmarks are being set by India, and as a trusted partner of countries across the globe, expectations from India are high. The External Affairs Minister expressed the vision that there is much that India and Latin America can do to help each other grow in various sectors. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. Welcome back. US President Joe Biden and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol have secured a landmark deal which includes plans to periodically deploy US nuclear-armed submarines in South Korea. According to media reports, Washington has also agreed to involve Seoul in its planning for the use of nuclear weapons in any conflict with North Korea. In return, South Korea has agreed to not develop its own nuclear weapons. The deal, called the Washington Declaration, comes amid rising concerns about nuclear threats from north as the country carries out a record number of ballistic missile tests. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called governance a lively and sensible system that happens through innovation and new ideas. He was addressing the 20th anniversary of the state-wide attention on grievances by application of technology, Swagat initiative of the Gujarat government. The Prime Minister said Swagat will emerge as a model for public-oriented governance. He said it will lead to many new innovations in governance in the future.
State-wide attention on grievances by application of technology, यानी स्वागत का जन्म हुआ। स्वागत के पीछे की भावना थी सामान्य मानवीय का लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाओं में स्वागत। स्वागत की भावना थी विधान का स्वागत, समाधान का स्वागत। और आज 20 वर्ष बाद भी स्वागत का मतलब है ईज ऑफ लिविंग, रीच ऑफ गवर्नेंस।
The Prime Minister highlighted the role of technology in the success of Swagat. He said the initiative ensured prompt resolution of the grievances of the people. Earlier, Prime Minister Modi interacted with the past beneficiaries of the scheme and learnt about their experiences. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel was also present in the program held at Gandhinagar. Our correspondent reports that Swagat online grievance redressal scheme was started in April 2003 by Mr. Modi during his tenure as the state's Chief Minister. The purpose of the scheme was to resolve citizens' grievances by using technology. The Indian Ministry of Heavy Industries announced on Thursday the release of Standard Operating Procedures or SOPs under the PLI Auto Scheme to testing agencies. With this, the applicants under the scheme can now submit their applications for the testing and certification of advanced automotive technology products or OEMs and components, which will help them qualify for incentives under the PLI Auto Scheme. Speaking after the announcement, Union Minister of Heavy Industries Dr. Mahendranath Pandey said, the ministry is trying to align itself with the Prime Minister's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. He added that these SOPs will help to increase manufacturing foothold. The minister also remarked that the ministry aims to boost the domestic manufacturing sector and reduce dependence on imports and create more job opportunities. The Ministry of Heavy Industries MHI notified the production-linked incentive PLI scheme for automobiles and auto component industry in India on 23rd September 2021 with a budget outlay of 25,938 crore rupees. The scheme has two parts: Champion OEM, which will make electric or hydrogen-powered vehicles, and Component Champions, which will make high-value and high-tech components. The third G20 Education Working Group delegate-level meeting under India's G20 presidency commenced in Bhubaneswar on Thursday. Addressing the occasion, Union Minister of State for Education, Subhash Sarkar, said, Education Working Group under India's presidency is working collectively to underline the common realities and reiterate common commitments for joint action. It aims to improve the reach, quality and outcomes of education, he added. The minister said, guided by National Education Policy NEP 2020, the Indian government is rethinking ways deployed to develop, assess and recognize skills. He called upon everyone to harness collective expertise and build robust research and innovation ecosystems to achieve societal benefits. Along with the deliberation, a week-long multimedia exhibition was also organized at the Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, Bhubaneswar. The exhibition features active representation from industry, academia, government agencies, multilateral agencies, startups and other organizations. Over 60 delegates from G20 member countries, invitee countries and international organizations participated in the meeting. The delegates will visit the Konark Sun Temple on Friday. The temple is a symbol of the state's rich cultural heritage and is a popular tourist destination. India's Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Narendra Singh Tomar, on Thursday inaugurated the Summit on Farm Machinery Technology organized by the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, and the Tractor and Mechanization Association, TMA, in New Delhi. In his address, Mr. Tomar said there are about 85% of small farmers in the country who should get the benefit of technology and machinery. He said, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the government is continuously working in this direction at its level. The minister said that an amount of 6,120 crore and 85,000 rupees has been released to the states from 2014-15 to 2022-23 for various activities like training, testing, setting up of CHCs, high-tech hubs and farm machinery banks under the submission on agricultural mechanization. He said, besides 15,24,000 lakh of farm machinery and equipment have been distributed at subsidized rates through state governments, including tractors, power tillers and automated machinery. Various office bearers and members of CII were present in the program. The summit was attended by stakeholders including original equipment manufacturers, policy planners, suppliers and product development and design firms. Lieutenant Governor Ladakh Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishra formally inaugurated the Y23 Summit at Sindhu Sanskriti Kendra in Leh on Thursday. After felicitating the delegates, during his address, the Lieutenant Governor expressed happiness to host the delegates of Y20 and said that it's a great opportunity to meet and exchange ideas with the global youth. More details from our correspondent.
During the inaugural address of Y20 Summit, Brigadier Mishra highlighted the development of the UT in different sectors through Ladakh's unique products such as pashmina, apricot, sea buckthorn, and also development in astrotourism, organic farming and women empowerment. He also highlighted the role of Indian Army in the development of Ladakh in different sectors through goodwill programs under the banner of Sadbhavna. Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports and Information and Broadcasting Anurag Thakur is also scheduled to address the delegates on the third day of the Y20 pre-summit. The minister will also hold a youth dialogue with the international delegates and local youth. Muzaffar Sanwani reporting for AR News from Leh.
In Jammu and Kashmir, a high-level security review meeting was held by ADGP Jammu Zone Mukesh Singh on Thursday to discuss the security scenario following the terror attack on an army truck in Poonch and the upcoming Amarnath Yatra. Our Jammu correspondent reports that the meeting was held to ensure better coordination between security agencies in order to strengthen the security grid ahead of the Amarnath Yatra as well as review the security situation in the region. The meeting was attended by top-ranking officers of paramilitary forces and J&K police. Pertinently, the NIA court had also issued non-bailable warrants against 23 terrorists of Kishtwar operating from Pakistan and POK, and security agencies believe that they were trying to revive terrorism in the Chenab Valley. General S.M. Shafiuddin Ahmad, Chief of Army Staff, Bangladesh Army, arrived on a 3-day visit to India from the 27th to the 29th of April 2023. The visiting general was accorded a guard of honor at the South Block lawns, after which he called on General Manoj Pandey, the Chief of the Army Staff. The Army Chief discussed various issues pertaining to enhancing and strengthening interoperability, training, anti-terrorism collaboration and overall bilateral cooperation as part of the comprehensive strategic partnership between the two nations. During the visit, he is meeting India's senior military and civilian leadership, where he will discuss avenues for enhancing India-Bangladesh defence relations. Key domestic indices on Thursday logged gains of more than 0.5% in India. Index of the top 30 companies on the Bombay Stock Exchange, Sensex, closed above 60,600 points, while Nifty, the index of the top 50 companies at the National Stock Exchange, settled near the 17,900 level. Both stocks added amid mixed global cues, a report.
The Sensex added 349 points or 0.58% to finish at 60,649. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange also rose 102 points or 0.57% to end at 17,915. Asian stock markets today ended up except Singapore's Straits Times, which tumbled 0.4%. On the contrary, China's Shanghai Composite Index climbed 0.7% and South Korea's Kospi Index surged 0.5%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng rose 0.4% and Japan's Nikkei added marginally by 0.2%. The European markets were trading mixed in intraday trade. Oil prices were steady today after a price drop the previous day reversed the supportive impact of a surprise OPEC production cut announced this month. In intraday trade, Brent crude was trading at around $77.72 per barrel. Back home, the gold prices at multi-commodity exchange for June contracts were trading at 60,195 rupees per 10 grams. Silver was trading at around 74,321 rupees per kilogram for May contracts when reports last came in. And in the forex market, the rupee today closed at 81 rupees and 84 paise against the US currency. Rajesh Lake for World News, All India Radio.
On to sports now. In IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals have set a victory target of 203 runs for Chennai Super Kings at Sawai Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur. Electing to bat first, Rajasthan scored 202 for 5 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. In reply, CSK were 140 for 5 in 16.4 overs when reports last came in. Kolkata Knight Riders defeated Royal Challengers Bangalore by 21 runs in Bengaluru on Wednesday. In Dubai Badminton Asia Championships, PV Sindhu entered women's singles quarterfinals and HS Pranoy in men's singles. Men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty and mixed doubles pair of Rohan Kapoor and Siki Reddy have also entered the quarterfinals. However, Kidambi Srikanth bowed out of the tournament, losing to Kodai Naraoka of Japan. Sindhu defeated Han Hui of China 21-12, 21-15 in the pre-quarterfinal, while Pranoy defeated Indonesia's Chico Wardoyo 21-16, 5-21, 21-18. Men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty defeated South Korean combination of Jin Yong and Na Sung Song in the second round. Rohan Kapoor and Siki Reddy advanced to the quarterfinals, getting a walkover from So Sang-jae and Shea Yu-jung of South Korea. Women doubles pair of Teresa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand have been ousted as they handed a walkover to the South Korean combination of Jang Na-yoon and Kim Hye-jung in the last 16. And now let's take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. The Globe and Mail reports, China's sweeping new anti-espionage law will make it easier to arrest foreigners. The Wall Street Journal reports, Chinese authorities question Bain's staff in Shanghai. The Guardian reports, supplies running out at Sudan's remaining hospitals as healthcare disaster looms. The New York Times reports, the tiny, tight-lipped circle of aides guiding Biden 2024. The Financial Times writes, Berlin scuppers Erdogan's efforts to boost Turkish diaspora votes. Le Monde reports, Brazil bans Telegram in latest stage of troubled relationship with the app. Straits Times reports, South Korea, US to share nuclear planning to deter North Korean threat. And Japan Times reports, scientists show how climate change affected East Africa's drought. And now a quick look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate 91 FM transmitters on Friday to boost radio connectivity in India. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh meets his Chinese counterpart ahead of SCO Defence Ministers meeting in New Delhi. Says development of India-China ties is premised on prevalence of peace and tranquility at the borders. New Delhi says it is constantly monitoring situation in conflict in Sudan. Around 3,500 Indians and 1,000 persons of Indian origin estimated to be stranded in the African nation. India and UK agreed to create India-UK Net Zero Innovation Virtual Centre. US President Biden and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol secure a landmark deal, which includes plans to periodically deploy US nuclear-armed submarines in South Korea. And in Dubai Badminton Asia Championship, PV Sindhu and HS Pranoy enter singles quarterfinals. Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty enter men's doubles quarterfinal. And now before we end, let's listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan Vaishnav Jan by artists from South Africa on its Union Day.
Lokman tahune wande indana kare ke nire achka suman nischal raake dhan janani
And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.